This discussion is going to be focusing on the recent statement from ASPS to the media in regards to gender-affirming surgical care for minors.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to talk about the queer surgeon. Creepy. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, liking, commenting, all the stuff you're doing. It's really making my channel go so great. And I really love doing these videos because we're really getting these people seen in what they're doing. So this guy, Dr. Blair Peters, or Peter, or whatever, I don't really care. He is a queer surgeon out of Oregon. He practices at OSHU. And so last week on Instagram, he was going to have a talk with Dr. Williams, who's the head of the plastic surgery, on, just sit down for this one, gender-affirming surgery for minors. Surgery and minors. Gender-affirming. Have we lost our minds? This guy is the biggest creep. But I talked about going on because I wanted to hear. I'm going to show you this and then I'll tell you next because he blocked me. He actually blocked me from watching it. That should have all your red flags up, because if he was so secure in gender affirming surgery for minors, why would he block me, an elder of this community? Why wouldn't he want to have a conversation with me? Because I'm completely against it. So he doesn't even want to have the conversation. That should be huge red flags for everybody. So let me bring this up real quick here because I think it's important that you see this and we can start from there.
Hi everyone, Dr. Blair Peters here. I wanted to highlight this really important Instagram live session that is happening next week with myself and Dr. Stephen Williams, the current president of the American Society of Plastic Surgery. This discussion is going to be focusing on the recent statement from ASPS to the media in regards to gender-affirming surgical care for minors. And we are really going to break down this statement and highlight the ways in which this statement has been misrepresented, in particular by the right-wing media. This discussion will be based in facts, evidence, lived experience, and expertise. We're going to highlight the ways.
Oh my God. And then he blocked me. Luckily, I have cool people, all of you that watch, and somebody went in and recorded. I'm not going to show the whole thing because there's a really one important part that I want you to hear. But, go ahead and try to block me, dude. No way. I'm exposing you. Not just me, but a lot of us are, because you're a creep. Number one, you have an agenda. I really don't think doctors should be coming into this thing with such an agenda. The facts remain that we should not be giving kids any kind of medication, especially irreversible. What part of irreversible don't you understand? I don't get it. Surgery is insane. Surgery is basically you're done. You're not going back. Who operates on minors? Okay, this is actually gender affirming surgery for youth, for minors, whatever you want to call it, adolescents. It's sick and it's weird. Okay. So the fact that he blocked me just cracks me up. So you think you can keep anyone out by blocking them? That you're just a weirdo. So now I want to show you this because I think it's important that you kind of understand who we're dealing with here. You probably already do. I want you to see this YouTube video from OSHU where he works. And it's sort of like, to me, it's a propaganda piece. And it's meet Dr. Peter, meet him and get to know him. So yeah, let's get to know him.
I myself went through my own sort of gender identity and exploration of my own queerness. And as like a teenager and young adult, I clung to the term gay because that's all I had. That's all I knew. But it never felt right. I never felt at home in that label. And it was over time as I started engaging more and more with the queer, trans, and gender diverse population that I really felt comfortable and started encountering people that looked like and felt like I felt, and learned the language that they used, and then really found the labels that I apply to myself, which are queer, gender diverse, and that's where I live. I'm Blair Peters. I use he, they pronouns. I'm a plastic and reconstructive surgeon at OHSU, and I specialize in gender affirming and peripheral nerve surgery. I describe gender affirming surgery as using surgery to help someone physically actualize their internal sense of self. So I view surgery as changing something that...
So this guy believes surgery is helping people. Now, no doubt, I'm totally for any adult to have surgery. I had it. It would be hypocritical of me not to say anybody who chooses to have any kind of plastic surgery, whether I agree with it or not, should be able to do that as an adult. This guy is talking about children. Okay, children. And like, first off, okay, great, you're a gay man who decided that you didn't like the label gay, so you wanted to be a queer, non-binary, he, they, whatever. Go ahead, do it, and it probably might make even some patients feel comfortable being around you. I totally get all that. But what I don't get is when you bring an agenda to the table as a doctor. Isn't the whole oath of a doctor to do no harm? To be a transsexual person, okay, you have to go through a lot of therapy. You have to understand what you're getting yourself into. You have to be honest with these people, doctor, queer surgeon, that they can never go back. They can never go back. You're not being honest. You're not. I do not feel that you're being honest. You're using this in some way to actually, I really feel like, deal with your own stuff. Okay. So that being said, my opinion, let's move on to this part because this is actually creepy.
For the first time, and you can see that you've just lifted this huge burden off of them completely. Or, I have an adolescent patient that hasn't been going to school for months and is completely socially isolated and is having just like an extremely difficult time. And they come back to clinic 2 months after top surgery and they're like this exuberant teenager in school.
Wow.
Planning the rest of their life, thriving all of a sudden. And
Wow.
there are so few things.
So what happens, doctor, when this adolescent, this young person that you just did top surgery on, and they're so happy right now because everyone's giving them accolades, what happens when this person decides that they made a mistake? Are you going to own up to it? You're not. There's no way you're going to, because it is a 50-50, maybe even more chance that this young person somewhere down the road will decide that they made a mistake. Why couldn't this young person wait until they were old enough after lots of therapy to decide, I really do want to make this choice and I really do think no, I really feel like this doctor is like, I'm going to operate on you. And now look how happy this kid is. Are you in this kid's life for the rest of their life? Are you going to see when this kid starts to grow older what's going to happen with it? No, you're not. You're actually not. I cannot believe you are advocating for adolescents to have top surgery. What is happening? Here's the recording I have from the actual meeting that he had from Instagram where I was blocked. And hold on. You're going to hear what he's going to say right here.
It's just no longer an option. I don't see how the quality of data that people would need would ever come to fruition if there is no ability to provide care. I think we have to get better as we go and react to it in real time as that data becomes available. But I find that argument very counterintuitive when people say we need more high quality evidence, but we just want to shut it down now.
Yeah. And
basically, do you hear what he's saying? He actually said, well, in a nutshell, he said, you all want the data, you all want to see the data, but how do we get the data? We can only get the data if you let us operate on these children, and then it's just sort of like hit or miss, and like that's the only way we're going to know whether it works or not. Are you actually kidding me? You think that that is actually okay to do? Whose kids are you going to use? Whose kids get to be the ones who are the guinea pigs, okay? Who gets to be those kids? That's what Dr. Queer surgeon is advocating for. He literally said it right there. If we do not use these children as experiments, how are we going to get the data? What is happening? This guy is a psycho. He's an actual psycho surgeon. I can't. I just can't. I'm very mad. I will put all the links to where you can find out who this is. I think we need to make a huge complaint against this person. I do not believe he is advocating for anything healthy for this community. Okay, no child should ever be doing any kind of irreversible surgery. He is focused on these children. He is advocating for surgery for minors. Actual gender-affirming surgery for minors. Those words altogether make my head hurt. People, what are we doing? How are we letting people like this even be part of our community? He has an agenda. This should not be a thing. It should not. I'm a 32-year transitioned female to male. I will not advocate for this. No child is trans. The child needs therapy. The child needs time to grow. Then as they become an adult, go for it, kiddo. Make your choices. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it very much. It means a lot to me that you see what I'm trying to do here, but I'm going to make a funny one next because I just can't keep doing this without putting the other ones in there and making fun of the people on TikTok because it's totally out of control. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, get this to someone who needs to see it. Let's put an end to this nonsense. Gender affirming surgery for minors. See ya.